Hello, Twilight Struggle fans. Justin Abramson with you here, along with Ted Livermore. And we've got a special treat for you today. This is the Nations Cup Championship. This game between Team Canada and Team South Korea. Team Canada headed by Max Goldman, and Team South Korea captained by one Alex Yusup Lim, author of the famous Tibet opening. So, we are going to jump right into this one, and we'll get to Ted Livermore in just a moment. But we'll be watching this one from Team Canada's side. They are the USA for this game. And so we had a little bit of a late start to the recording. So we're picking up the recording on turn one, AR1. So the headlines, if you might be able to see in the bottom, were Middle East scoring for Team Canada and captured Nazi scientists for Team South Korea. So you can see the two VPs on the board for Team Canada now. And so we are watching from Team Canada on the US side, and Team South Korea is now getting ready to make their move. So, Ted, thank you for joining me for this one. I know it's your first broadcast for the new ARZ, and I'm glad that you were able to make it. What do you think about Team Canada's hand here? Looks like a fantastic USSR hand.
Yeah, that's right. Very good USSR hand for the USA. They did get Middle East off, obviously. But yeah, gonna struggle here. I mean, D-Stall obviously has to go to space. Big coup by Team South Korea there. Yep. And we got about six, I mean, maybe eight playable ops with AI War. De Gaulle's probably going to go into France. D-Stall's going to be held. Maybe you space a card, and I don't know what you do with Asia here.
Yeah, this is one of those hands where it's a lot of hand management, a lot of awkwardness, but you also have a lot of the cards that you are very glad the USSR doesn't get. You're really happy they don't have Vietnam. You're really happy they don't have Purge, D-Stall. De Gaulle's a card that would be played for Ops turn one, certainly. And yeah, I like this play from Team Canada. If I've scored the Middle East in the headline and I get cooed out of Iran, before I go to Malaysia, I don't want to worry about a duck coup, no weirdness like that, none of your Afghanistan shenanigans. I like
Yeah.
dumping Asia AR1. If they want to play, if Team South Korea wants to play Suez here and knock me out of the Middle East, fine. I just scored it. I'll deal with it later.
Yep. Yep. No, I agree. I don't think with that Iran coup you're getting Asia Dom unless you wanted to take South Korea, I suppose. But I think you want to prioritize getting Europe Dom. This might be interesting. I think you kind of have to play De Gaulle early here, um, in order to get that. I suppose you could do the thing that you don't like, Justin.
Spacing De Gaulle,
You could space De Gaulle.
but that means we have to give Vietnam.
Yeah.
And which and
Yeah.
giving Vietnam is not a thing I'd like to do. So I like giving De Gaulle here, as you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Team South Korea jams a four in there, which they would not do unless they had Truman, then we have a four to answer. Um, which that would be very weird. Now we if we got into an ops war in France, we would need mill ops at some point. We're going to run out of ops soon. But yeah, I like this play. Do you like this play, Ted?
Yeah,
Feel
yeah,
free to
this is what I
disagree.
would do. Yeah, because I think, and then, let's see what happens here. I think you might be able to get away with a coup. I would assume Team South Korea just take South Korea here. Maybe you coup with defectors on Iran. Why not? And then don't coup again. And then if they do, you get Algeria.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Now, AI war at the moment is problematic. So you're going to obviously need to use the ops of that card or some other card to get out of Israel. We're definitely giving AI war with this hand. The Vietnam coup Vietnam play is available, but you want to do that late, and then you're probably going to eat a coup back. This is very awkward. I think you might have to space Vietnam here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to coup. You probably want to coup with defectors in Iran to bring DEFCON down, and then you don't have four ops to go one Malaysia, three Thailand. Ugh, this is hard. And now Europe, of course, the only unscored early war region, so you want to prioritize getting France overprotected as well before Suez and SOCGovs hit the table.
Yep. Yep. Team South Korea, we're watching this on 2x speed, so they're taking a minute here with this play. I wonder debating if they want to jam France or not. Um, we will see. But yeah, AI war, the problem you also can't right now. You can't even do like one Lebanon, one somewhere else because you lose the war and then you get coup out of Lebanon and you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely an issue. Giving up two VPs, giving up a big number in Lebanon is an issue. But you don't have the opposite of everything. Ideally, if you had a better hand, you go one Lebanon, two Egypt, you get into Malaysia, you coup, and then you take Thailand. You get at least one in Thailand, then you take Thailand, get it to three with the ops of Vietnam to end the turn. That's what you do in an ideal world, but they don't have Team Canada doesn't
No.
have nearly enough ops to even think about doing all that. Excuse me.
No, I think by the end of this turn, you want to have, two more in France. You want to have France overprotected. I think you probably want to be in Egypt and Lebanon and Malaysia. So one, two, three, four, five, six ops, which is about what they have plus a coup.
Yeah, and then because you're gonna space Vietnam, you're gonna hold D stall. You need to use defectors for a coup. Purge could, I guess, go. Purge needs to go maybe two France or maybe one France, one Lebanon, two Egypt. Then AI war gets you into a Malaysia and overprotects France,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
defectors is your coup.
Yeah. I think that's what you're looking at here. And oh, interesting.
Whatever I was expecting Team South Korea to do, it was not that.
Oh,
That's a strange play.
yeah. Yeah. That is odd. I mean, sock govs now gets you domination, I guess. I don't know.
Are they worried about losing their access to France with Truman? And
Maybe.
then so they want to maintain access to France, but not well, no, that's not the coup target thing. Iran's a juicy coup target. Maybe it's a CIA thing. Maybe they have CIA. Because if you're going to put two in Portugal, I don't know. You could just put two in Algeria.
Right, right. Yeah, I would have liked, I mean, two in Iraq is fine. I think two in South Korea is fine there. I don't, Portugal was low on my list.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but okay. Independent Reds, and now let's just mention Independent Reds is out of the game permanently. So Romanian event now would stop Dom. And at the end of the day, they're putting ops in Europe when Europe is the only unscored region. So
Yep,
that
that's
part of it
fair.
definitely makes sense.
Yeah, it does make it a little bit awkward now, potentially for Team Canada in Europe. Um, Team South Korea continues to kind of take a little bit of time here, already 5 minutes behind.
Oh, there's Bert the Turtle. So they were waiting for that Malaysia coup, and they
Yep,
hit
and
it.
they get it. Mm-mm.
Okay, so now Asia is just going to be a nightmare for Team Canada unless they can hit a big roll on Iran. But oh,
I
big, ooh,
Oh,
oh,
brutal,
that is
brutal.
a horrific one. And now you're losing Lebanon.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I think you just have to kind of figure, Asia's already been scored. It's going to be a disaster, and you got other priorities here.
I think I might have gone purge one Lebanon, two Egypt, one France. Get that done. Then
Yeah,
AI war becomes
the coup card.
basically
Yeah,
free.
yeah,
Basically, you coup with that. Obviously, we can't hold defectors, but whatever. And then yeah, well, now good news. Vietnam is
hmm
we're giving Vietnam that now Vietnam's not too bad because we're just accepting that Asia is going to be a disaster.
yeah. I get the urge to coup Iran there, but it did drop DEFCON to two, so you get two in there, right? You roll that four, and you're in good shape at least until AR1 in the next turn. But
Yep. Yeah, that is yeah. You get a four, and then you could get into Pakistan, contest Asia that way. And yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say is maybe if you had a four up, you could go Lebanon, Egypt, and Indonesia because that all of a sudden becomes an important country that's contested. Interestingly, Team South Korea goes one Thailand, does not take Lebanon. So, what do you think, Ted? Would you go two Egypt with this? Would you go one Lebanon, one Egypt? Team South Korea not playing like a team that has Nasser. What are your
no,
thoughts?
no. Well, yeah, one Lebanon, one Egypt, and then I think you put Vietnam and Libya maybe.
Yeah.
Although
Or
Algeria
Viet
is
or a
sitting out
second in
there.
Egypt and one somewhere else.
Yeah,
Um,
that's okay as well.
Now, so that was a really bad exchange for Team Canada. They rolled a 1 on a 4-up coup of Iran.
Right.
However, it is fair to say that Team Canada right now up 3 VPs. Asia is a complete disaster, but it is scored. The only reason not scored is Europe, and de Gaulle is gone. The USSR's best weapon for taking France is gone. Purge is gone, so not have to worry about a purge blockade here in the early war. I think this is the play.
Yep.
This would be my
Yep.
play. What do you think, Ted?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And then what you do with Vietnam, yeah, one in Egypt is fine. One somewhere else or two Libya, I think is also fine. Um, I just don't. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna get an extra op here. And they show US Japan.
So I don't think
Well,
there's anything more we can really do in Europe or Asia. So I think I'd use this up in Egypt and I'd put Vietnam into Libya.
yeah,
Or no, or Algeria. Algeria. All
Algeria.
right, it's got
Yeah,
to be Algeria with
Algeria's the
CIA gone. So I do call them right occasionally. Um, they stayed out of Algeria for CIA reasons.
yeah,
They
yeah. I
also had
don't.
Fidel in their hand.
Yeah, I don't like Libya. I don't, or Jordan. I don't like Jordan. I really don't like Jordan. I don't know. I don't know what that gets you. I don't understand. You're gonna walk all that way.
With Iran empty, maybe I'm okay with it. But
But
there's
they could
one in
just
there. They could just use
put
the
one.
APA CIA
Yeah,
in Iran, and that's just fine.
I think they're gonna go Algeria here with their CIA op.
Well, if they do that, we could take Vietnam and poke Malaysia, which might irk them a bit because
Maybe.
Thailand. So maybe Thailand needs to be taken here. Maybe that's what they're figuring is Team South Korea has to take Thailand. But even then, nope. Okay. So the Jordan play spooks them. Yep, and that's exactly what happened. So the Jordan play spooks them into taking Iran, and now we may have a Thailand problem. What do you think of that, Ted?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're a little screwed either way, I guess, right? You figure if you go Thailand, then the US is going to put one in Iraq and then can walk into Iran after the coup. But you still get Pakistan
Yeah,
out of that, so I'm not overly concerned.
yeah,
I
and now we are also in a situation here where you could see a Nasser headline, um, followed by a coup, and then you're going to lose Libya as well. You're going to lose Egypt, and you're going to lose Libya. Um, Team Canada without a 4-op,
without a
so
headline really to
yeah,
speak
yeah,
of.
yeah. It's gonna be Olympics.
Yeah, you wanted to see what containment or Marshall, and Marshall's
Yeah,
not even
or
there.
just friggin' Europe scoring.
Yeah,
Um, Now you could see South Korea. I mean, we didn't see SOC Gov. So yes, SOC Gov's Europe scoring is a 10-point swing. Am I not? Am I wrong?
yeah, I think you absolutely do it here because you give up the coup and that's not the end of the world. Yep, and there you
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
and that's huge. That's huge.
All right. Well, that's Portugal play worked out great.
Yeah. Well, we didn't like it at the time, but that was a really turned out to be a really inspired play.
Yeah.
Um, and giving up the coup is no big deal. There's 3 into Thailand. So Team South Korea with a choice now. They can coup or they can flip over Thailand.
I think you just coup, right?
I think I'd just coup and then yeah, you're going to lose Thailand and Laos.
But you have South Korea, you can get Pakistan, you can beat them to India. The not
Yeah,
flipping it and then getting Iran coup successfully is a disaster.
yeah, yes, that is very bad.
I think you just take your little eat Panama. I just go Panama here.
Yeah, if I didn't have Nasser, I might take a shot at Egypt. But yeah, okay. Oh, all right. Well, there's a huge roll. So the Panama coup works out very well. Okay, now this has to be one Thailand, one Laos, and then yeah, one Egypt for sure, right? And then we're
One
gonna
Thailand, one Lao. Yes, and then yeah,
because yeah,
one
we
Egypt.
can't eat Nasser
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
Team South Korea very much could have Nasser.
Yes,
South
they very
Sock Dubs
much
was a
could.
much better headline
Yes,
than
yes,
Nasser.
yes, yes, with Europe in hand. Yep. Yep.
Now, I don't believe we've seen 5-year plan either.
No, we have not. Um, yeah, and Team Canada here, they have now because they got to retake Europe, and then they also going to have to give up Romania, and so they're going to lose
Yeah.
domination.
Yep. Team South Korea could have decall. Again, they scored Europe AR1, they could AR2, which makes sense even if they have decall. So if they got decall, we'll see it now, and that would make Team Canada very upset. If they don't have decall, I think I'd be taking Algeria here, right? Or would you? You want to get one into Pakistan too?
Yeah, I think you need to get one into Pakistan. I think
Two
that's
Algeria, one Pakistan would make a lot of sense here.
yes,
Also,
that
you
would.
just punted Korean War for ops, so finishing up taking South Korea is good too.
Yeah, Team Canada's not going to do anything about that with this hand, but they don't know that.
Yeah,
So, four ops wise, so we saw NATO, that was the opening coup, and then obviously Team Canada had Purge. So, and we know that Team South Korea is holding US Japan. I don't think we've seen Marshall or NTB.
yeah, and I think Team South Korea knows that if Team Canada had Marshall, they would have headlined that over Olympics for sure.
Yes.
So they can be pretty confident that they don't have Marshall.
Yep. And UN still out there potentially for Japan. So this could go south for Team Canada very quickly.
Yeah, and
Yep,
there
and
is
that's not going
decall.
to help.
That's good. Yeah. So one Algeria. Yep, that's the one. And Team Canada really doesn't have they. You got to take back Lao.
Yep.
And then what are you going to do? One Algeria here, but then boy, we're just running low on ops here. You need two ops to retake Europe. Have to do Lao. And I don't know if I want to concede Algeria. I think I want the USSR to have to at least put two more in, so I'm
You could
not
go
blocked
Burma.
off.
I know it's the early war,
Oh yeah,
but I mean it's an idle threat because you don't have anything to take India with. But
everything is an idle threat at this point for Team
yeah,
Canada, and
yeah,
Team South Korea probably knows it. And if they don't know it now, they're certainly going to know it when we hit confirm here. Because you certainly want if they had Marshall, they would have headlined it. If they had NTB, certainly Team Canada would have played it right there. But instead, they're playing a three op, or they're playing, excuse me, a two op. Um, and Suez is a problem here. So that's going to have to go to space. So
no,
really,
yeah,
it's you've got a two op play, a one op play, and then a space. That's it. So yeah, Team Canada in some pretty serious trouble. But give them credit. I said Asia was going to be a disaster. They flipped Thailand. They got Laos. And so, they take Philippines. They, getting a little bit in Western Asia. You could stop Dom here. Obviously, right now, Team Canada doesn't have Dom. It's Asia is completely even, but right now there is South Korea certainly with a little bit of an edge there. I haven't seen IP war yet. Is that right, Ted?
correct, correct. We've seen the other two wars. We talked about the four ops, containment 5-year plan. I think of the other significant ones still out there, and Nasser also matters here. I
Yeah,
think we're
Nasser is
probably
definitely
going to
still
see,
important.
yeah,
Sorry, because if you see Nasser played, you have to put Cambridge 5 into Libya right away, don't you?
right, right. Well, and then you can't, and then Europe is a problem.
Yep.
Europe's a real problem. Um, yeah, I think we're going to see a four up here from Team South Korea, given the amount of time this has taken, and I think one Algeria, two Pakistan. I mean, maybe you're nervous about it because of the war, but two Pakistan, one Zaire is fine.
Yep. Yeah, I think that makes sense. CIA is gone, so they don't have to worry about that. Truman is still around, so they're. I don't think Team Canada hasn't retaken these countries, but I don't think South Korea has any interest in contesting them at the moment.
No, there's no
South
reason.
Korea might even have Truman in their hand, and they're reticent to play it with
Right.
France still at 3-1.
But yeah, certainly taking their time here. Although it has worked out for them thus far. I think it was this Portugal play that took them quite a while.
Yeah, Yeah, that is not a play that Team DC would have come up with.
No,
I'm fairly certain.
no, certainly not. I mean, I granted a lot of things had to go right for that to matter, but they did.
I think fair to say you and I would have played this quite differently from Team South Korea's perspective, but it has worked out for them so far. Not just that
Yeah,
play, but some of the other ones.
I mean the duck coup. I
Mhm.
think the duck coup on Malaysia is a good play. I mean, in
Yep,
general,
but they didn't lock up Thailand by the end of the turn.
no, they did not. That's true. You would have been screaming about that. That is true. You
Yeah, I would have
absolutely.
put one in South Korea and then wanted to put that second one in Thailand.
Well, if I recall, I think that they kind of their after the coup, their AR2 was
Yep,
the two in South Korea. Okay.
yep. I'm surprised that took that long.
Yeah, I think that they're going to come up with a couple of strong plays here in the next two ARs because they must have been debating good options, right? It generally
Yep.
takes you less time when you have only bad options.
Mm-hmm. And Nasser is a perfectly fine play there. Team Canada has lots of places they want to spend ops, and forcing them to take Libya immediately. Obviously, taking Libya is an important country to be taken in the early war. As Zimowitz says, you never want to force your opponent to make a good play. But in this case, I think I'm fine with it because one West Germany is a good play, one France is a good play, one India is a good play, one Algeria is a good play. They have too many good plays and not enough ops.
Yep. Okay. And they're okay. Yeah. So they were hanging on to Truman, hoping. Hmm. You take Algeria or
I,
Egypt here.
Algeria would be fine.
Yeah.
I think I'd go Algeria.
Yeah, I mean
I
they
don't know
have
what
to be
was.
talking about how weak Team Canada's hand is, though.
Yep. And then I think Romanians got to take West Germany back, right? Or you space AR5 and save your one op. But I'm worried about Team Canada taking US Japan and jamming it into
Right,
West
right.
Germany. That is a
Yeah,
huge problem now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was thinking, I mean, this is not a good play, but I was just thinking, do you even put the Truman one in there?
That's exactly what I was thinking as well. It's a weird play. Algeria is more by the book, but that one in West Germany it would be really annoying. You don't need the one there because you already have access to France via Portugal. So I don't know that I would do it. Obviously, if I knew this was Team Canada's hand, I would do it.
Yes, yes, yes. I think
Um,
that they suspect here
yeah,
at this point, but they are certainly continuing to think about it.
yeah. I think if they don't do that, I think Team Canada must put Romanian into West Germany on AR5. They can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
One Algeria is fine. One Pakistan is fine. One West Germany is fine. Zaire needs to happen, but it's less urgent because of CIA. Okay, yeah, this has to be
That's
West Germany.
that's
Oh,
mm, uh, uh, okay. Um,
okay. So team,
both teams really falling down the overinvest in Asia hole here.
yeah. Okay, so now, so Suez playable right now?
I was thinking
Um,
about that. I mean, before, I mean, it's a one up, I think. I
yeah.
said, well, now
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
two
Well,
up.
now it's
Now you,
definitely playable.
yeah,
Okay. I don't mind that. I think that's fine.
yeah, I think that's a
Um,
good play.
and now so forget about Israel. I think Team South Korea will forget about Israel as well, and we'll go to France, to UK. I don't think you need to repair the UK.
Correct.
Now, even though special is around, right?
No, special got played on turn one.
Oh, it did. Okay. So I think we got to go to, ooh, not going to take back West Germany.
The war is out there. What do I
The
don't,
war is known to be coming. Also, Team South Korea has a known four up and China. Now, obviously, Marshall is coming too. Um, but I don't want to count on Marshall. I want to take West Germany back now. I do not want to see a four-op jammed into West Germany and all of a sudden we lose that. Um, because if we're Team Canada, we're short on good regions here. Specifically, we have zero of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that
Okay.
poke of Pakistan. I don't think it's necessary. And okay, we get NTB. Um, we get IP war. Defectors redraw is probably the headline, I would
I
assume.
think it has to be. It has to be with the potential purge redraw. But Team South Korea, so they get Marshall. Obviously, they're holding U.S. Japan. They also get UN. Uh,
Yep. Okay, so they have two. They have two not guilt-free fours in their hand, but they have UN. They also have China. Um, Now, I certainly don't think they would forego the coup by jamming at AR1. But yeah, this seems to me to be an easy defectors headline. I don't
yeah, I don't really know what there is to think about here. And yeah, you
maybe
can't.
maybe Team South Korea doesn't have any known cards that are good headlines, but you don't have a better headline. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great yeah. They might have just eaten another domination. Now, Team South Korea does a 5-year plan. Is that correct?
Yes, they also have 5-year plan. That's right. So but they also have UN, which I have to imagine they will use. So if they don't have a scoring they want to discard, 5-year plan just free.
This will be a big
Um,
coup of Libya, I assume.
yeah, you can't give up the Angola coup. I don't the Libya coup I don't think is particularly valuable, but you
Yeah,
can't give
you
up
might
the
take a
Angola
two
coup.
up. I think you take a two up coup here, and
Yeah.
then although I think Team Canada, I don't know how we're going to see this played in Asia and Western Asia with both Pakistan and India contested here, and Team Canada known to have the war. So that could be an interesting development. Team South Korea did get decall. Obviously, you can see that from the board, even if you've just tuned in. But not a ton else to do with their ops in mid-war regions. I don't think they'll probably try a Colombia play. They'll obviously want to get Zaire, maybe get at least one into South Africa. Western Asia, important. They need to get South Korea, and then maybe fill up some Middle Eastern countries. So they got plenty to do with their ops. This to me would just be a two-op coup of Libya.
Yep. I think that's right. And then I think Team Canada will have an interesting decision. I think I'd probably take Comic-Con and take Pakistan, right?
You want to take Pakistan instead of India
I
because then
do.
then if they take India, it's naked,
Right. They have to
and
spend
there's
three
no
ops
way they're
instead of
yeah,
one.
and
Right.
there's no way they're flipping Pakistan.
I mean, they could. They
I
could.
mean, I guess taking Pakistan means however temporary, you have Dom.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Does
mean, I
give them
guess suppose
Asia
taking
Dom.
India is the same thing there. I mean, I guess you wanted to get wild and crazy. Well, no, because I think if you take India, they'll take Pakistan, and probably put another at least one in South Korea. You would imagine.
Yeah. So we know UN, the two blue fours, the two blue non-guilt free fours. We know 5-year plan. Do we know any other cards for Team South Korea?
Probably, but none that come
Yeah.
to mind. Warsaw.
There. Yeah.
Warsaw.
Warsaw. Okay. Um, so Team South Korea thinking hard. Clearly, they're thinking. I don't think they're just talking about what to coup with. They're clearly thinking about not cooing. So maybe they're thinking about something like one Pakistan, three West Germany. Is that do you think like could they be talking
Yeah,
about
true,
that?
true.
Like,
Gone. That's a possibility. I don't know. I think I look at this board and I say I am far enough ahead that I want to play it by the book. I want to, I want to control the roll, so there's
yeah,
nothing crazy swingy. I suppose Asia could get a little dicey here for them, but I think you clearly have South Korea. Um,
that would be a terrible play because you need to get it. You can't give up a coup of Angola with Zaire empty.
no,
So
yeah, I just yeah.
if you're gonna do that, you got to go one. You go one Pakistan, two West Germany maybe, and then one Zaire. But you're still giving up a coup in Africa, which I don't think as you said, I don't think there's any need to do that. I would just coup here. This is not too hard here.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
think.
I guess the three in West Germany, really does threaten it. But what are you gonna? You can only UN one of those cards.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I would be because Team Canada still has to take West Germany, They have to put one into West Germany. They have to put in two in the UK, and they still don't have Dom after
Right.
that. So then they got to take Greece. Presumably, South Korea would take Turkey. We'd get into a little bit of a fight there. Team South Korea with Marshall and UN in their hand, as we've said now several times. So that certainly Canada's not getting Marshall. Um, so yeah, Team Canada in some trouble here. Now I poo-pooed it at the start of the turn, but what do you think about a Colombia play here? Do you think they're talking about that? Certainly, you don't need to do it at DEFCON 3. I would you try a Colombia play here? I don't know that it's necessary.
No, I think I'm so far ahead. I think I'm just in such a strong position here that I'm not gonna do anything crazy. Maybe they're talking about, what'd be really fun is Purge.
Oh, so you think about an AR1 purge.
I mean, they'd have to redraw it and then they have to play it and they know about NTB, but they also know about blockade and destall. So,
Yeah, so you'd have to space destall, and then purge would be IP war will certainly be an event, so it would be a 4-op purge.
yeah, I don't know. They would have had to redraw it. I'm assuming they're talking about something, but yes, but clockwise, 35 minutes down now.
Yeah.
A full 20 minutes behind Team
So a
Canada.
team game. Okay, there it is. There's a 3-op coup of Libya.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Okay, that it's ridiculous that took that long. Okay, well
Yes.
now I think you got to take Libya back, right? You've got to.
No, I don't think so. I think taking Pakistan is more important. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna take Pakistan
Mhm.
and then go one Libya. Okay. That makes sense too.
No, I hate this. I hate this
Why do you hate this?
because they're just gonna take it. They're just gonna take it, and then you have a 1/3 chance on IP war. And if you miss, they're gonna take India. I mean, I suppose you can take India first,
Yeah,
and
you're gonna
then
have to take India first, but then you're gonna be real low on ops the rest of the
right,
turn you do that.
right. I think that we got a lot of split in the baby here when it comes to which regions we're focusing on, frankly, by both teams.
Yep.
And this is how you end up in this situation with all of these untaken battlegrounds, right? Where we got ops
Yep.
in them. But
For forgive me if I don't know if I've said this yet, but West Germany needs to be taken with two known fours in South Korea's hand and Truman gone.
right. So
Uh,
like I think if you're going to take Libya, I would say I would put the other one in West Germany. I might even just play Comic Con into it.
yeah.
I just don't know necessarily what this gets you because Libya, Team South Korea is not going to take Libya if you don't. If you just flip Pakistan, they're not going to do that.
If we take Pakistan and go one Libya, I would they could put three in Libya. I would put four into West Germany. I absolutely would do that. Um,
Yeah, I think at this point that's a great play for Team South Korea because again, I think you have to think about right board position, and I think you're very ahead in board position. You're ahead on the VP track, granted it's two, but and I think if you get into ops war in West Germany, I think that is good for you as the USSR.
yeah. Also good for you as USSR. The US has IP war, and you know it. So if influence points are not spent in Pakistan or India, that's also great for Team South Korea.
Right.
And blockade is in Team Canada's hands, so IP war is not getting held. Whereas Team Canada wants to lock up those countries while Team South Korea is afraid of the war.
I think I agree. I think so. I think now I'm thinking I would do three Pakistan, one West Germany,
That's
and I
that's what I'm thinking as well.
yeah.
That's what I would do. And you've talked me. You concede Libya. You go three Pakistan, one West Germany. You concede Libya, and then if they take Libya, then we get India. And
Hmm.
Team South Korea probably not taking India naked with the war known in our hand.
Correct.
Um, so okay, that now let's see if they go with the 4-op into West Germany. I mean, I'd be hammering the confirm button. I would be pointing at West Germany with my finger,
So
even though I know you can't see it. If
okay,
this
so
is a
now
Team BC game.
so you're gonna UN one of the four ops to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what?
So what do
Right?
you mean? And then what?
Well, so you're going to give up U. You're going to UN Marshall and then give up U.S. Japan to continue that ops war?
Um, I mean, at this point, yeah, I'm getting dominated in Asia.
Okay.
Like, right, right.
Yeah, that's fair. I
Team
mean,
South
I
Korea is
think
not taking India. They may take South Korea here to temporarily stop Dom, but like, giving Japan is I think it's givable here.
yeah, I mean, look, if you're going all in on that strategy, I think that's right. Again, we continue to let's see what they do, but a lot of kind of not committing to any particular region here.
If you're South Korea, what are you doing about Asia? If you don't like the West Germany play, fine. But what are you doing about Asia if you're South Korea? If you're obviously taking South Korea, that's important, regardless of the war situation or whatever. But like, you're not. Are you going to invest in India? I don't think you can.
No, 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 no. I think you put the two in South Korea. Honestly, I'd probably put another one in Malaysia, and then I'd probably
Yeah,
leave it alone.
yeah.
And I take Middle East battlegrounds a year, one in South Africa. That's what I do. Um, I guess I mean you could get wild and crazy and do the poke Costa Rica. I don't know. It's
So what of these cards are so Destal, Blockade, Comic Con, and IP War? I believe are known C5 and Olympic Games are redraws, right?
correct.
Okay, so Team South Korea knows about the war. They know that Team Canada's got a one-up play, a three-up play, and then they don't know about the two-up plays. Um, but yeah, man, if four of my opponent's six cards were known, none of them were a four-up. I don't know, man. I like the four into West Germany. Or maybe I've been obsessing over it, but you know what? Maybe you go with the old Soviet thing of, hey, you know what? If Europe is a draw, that's a win for me.
Right.
And you say, you know what, Team Canada, you want to put one in West Germany, two in UK, and two in Greece to get your Europe dom. That's five ops. You're spending four of them in non-battlegrounds. Okay, there goes NATO. There was no rush
Wow.
on that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and okay, they take Malaysia to stop the Dom in Asia, and then three in West Germany, and now two known four ops still in South Korea,
Yeah.
still with South Korea, along with China. And Team Canada, they've got a three if they want to put all three in West Germany. But yeah, they're going to lose it now.
Yep. Yep. They are, and I actually really like the Malaysia play to stop Dom there. Um, you don't know whether your opponent redrew Asia.
Mm-hmm.
You probably want to take Malaysia at some point anyways, and you know enough about your opponent's hand that you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I guess this play might be what, one Burma, two West Germany. Do you want to fight for it? They're just going to give up. Oh, I don't.
No, no, no.
Overprotect Pakistan?
Yeah, I don't think that that's a priority right now.
No, I wouldn't overprotect Pakistan. I mean, I guess you have to do it before you trigger the war. Because if you trigger the war, then a Pakistan flip makes all the sense in the world. Okay, one in West Germany makes it so that a four op can't take it.
Yeah, which I think is
Yeah.
crucial.
Asia Dom is now reestablished. So I think if it were me and we still have two unknown, Team Canada still with two unknowns, obviously we know what they are, but Team South Korea doesn't know what they are. My play now would be two South Korea, two West
Yep,
Germany.
yeah, yeah. No, I think that that's the right play. I think that's pretty easy. UN Marshall to do it. And so they've UN Marshall, Japan, 5-year plan, and I think one unknown, unless there's something we're missing.
Yep. And then yeah, so this would be two South Korea, two West Germany. And then in order to retake Dom, and there it goes. Yep, we called it. Now, in order to retake Dom, the U.S. Team Canada has to retest to take India, which they cannot do
Well, they can. Um,
with Esau. Yes.
yeah. Okay, fine. We've committed. Now we're spending the rest of the turn in Asia because you got to put blockade in Pakistan, you got to put Cambridge 5. I guess you have one op to play with, and then you got to trigger the war. So, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Blockade is going to have to. Yeah.
Mhm. I think you just play Cambridge 5 and you put it in Pakistan and India. Then you trigger the war, and then you hope to the Twilight Struggle gods that the last unknown isn't Purge.
Well,
It's
they're
interesting
going to
though.
lose West Germany anyway. They're going to
Right.
need
Yeah.
blockades.
Yeah, that's true. They did UN Japan and over Marshall.
Yeah. Marshall is ungivable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're going to space.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's. I would have. This is minor, but I would have preferred UNing Marshall because, as we discussed, I do think that there are scenarios where Japan is playable.
Yeah.
Um, Marshall certainly is not.
This has to be, I think this has to be Pakistan, right?
That's what I would do, and just be done.
Or maybe it's West Germany because of we 5 year plan is known, so we don't want them using 5 year plan to take West Germany.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Because
fine.
once Team South Korea takes West Germany, they have Dom, and we're not contesting that. Like,
No. Now Japan. I mean, I don't think that they're going to
ooh,
put.
thinking about a worried about a Japan
No. That,
a take of Japan with China with U.S. Japan in the discard on turn 3.
no. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love me some Japan taking with a China card. But I just, again, you're ahead. You don't need to do that.
Give Teams Canada credit though. I said Asia was going to be a nightmare, and it's not. Now they have Dom, um, and it's so that's pretty nice for them. And we'll see Team Canada now with a one-up play, and the war certainly going to be evented for the two VPs. Effectively three. Obviously, I guess the question is, you are you going to trigger the war on Pakistan instead of India? You have worse odds. You feel like an idiot if you roll a 4, but getting it to 6-0 is valuable.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I don't
Also
really
of
know what you're
note,
doing
yeah,
with one blockade op is the thing.
yeah. So maybe that overprotects Pakistan. Maybe it goes into West Germany. Team South Korea needs to take Zaire here.
They do.
And Team Canada did not take Mexico. So potential libs there and early libs and could really make Central America a disaster.
Yeah. Or even a weird no junta isn't going to do much for the USSR, which is never a good sign for the US.
So we know about 5 year plan. We don't know about anything else.
Yes, we don't know what their other card is.
If it were Asia, we'd see 5 year plan Asia into West Germany.
Yes.
But we know it's not Asia because they bothered to take Malaysia. I don't think they would have done that otherwise.
No, certainly not Europe.
Yeah, Asia's still just 6-5 for the US in country count. So a Garden Variety 3 flips over Lao. And at this point, all three of these cards for Team Canada are known. So Team South Korea knows that Canada wants to trigger that event. So they know that whatever they do, Team Canada's response can only be one up. So I think Zaire needs to happen. Oh, going to give NORAD, and yeah, that's entirely reasonable. And I would say this is a pretty darn NORAD friendly board, but Team Canada doesn't have the ops to take Canada here or even think
no,
about it.
they certainly do not.
This is Pakistan, isn't it? Got to be Pakistan, right?
I would think so.
West Germany does you no good because 5 year plan is coming, and that's going to take West Germany.
No,
So the
they
ship has
they
sailed
gave
on
up
West
on West
Germany.
Germany. Yeah,
Yeah.
long time ago.
I
Yeah,
mean, I think that's a mistake by Team Canada. Like they needed to take West Germany instead of the one in Libya. And maybe this is a different game if they do that.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Not
just left it there. It
immediately
was casual.
retaking
I
West
know,
Germany once
especially with
Truman
two
was
known four
gone.
ops like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You knew South Korea had a very strong hand. And they just let West Germany hang out there and they're getting punished for it, and rightfully so.
Man, I mean, maybe I am wrong, but I just feel like the U.S. is very far behind here. Just that Asia dom is so tenuous, as you mentioned, the flip of Laos taking Afghanistan. I mean, there's just so much that can go wrong. Um, I'm almost like, is it crazy to put the two IP war into Canada and just hope that NORAD reigns terror for the rest of the game?
Well, what's it going to do on turn four? I guess is my question. What are you gonna you're gonna get into an ops war in West Germany? Or you're gonna go South Korea? I don't think you need to go South Korea, given that you already that's Asia's your one good region. So I guess my response to that would be we have you have time. Um, I think you hope to draw more ops turn four and put the ops in there then. And the other thing is it's important because we're going to need Canada if we want to have a fight over country. Oh, they don't take West Germany.
I don't actually mind that taking Africa control. I really don't. Okay, they hit. All right, so big. All right,
Okay, here's a hand.
well, this was really what you needed. Um,
Panama Canal is a excellent event. Obviously, terrible headline, but a very good event. Now you do have "We Will Bury You." OPEC just won right now, so not a problem. Muslims is annoying, but not a huge disaster. Obviously, "We Will Bury You" is "We Will Bury You," and then Asia's the scoring that you wanted. And Southeast
there anything they
is,
can do about, I mean, decall, I guess, right? Um,
yeah. Is this just a duck headline?
I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about it, Asia. I mean, it's just decall, right?
I mean, ABM.
ABM. Okay, decall ABM.
Because a country count's only 6-5.
Right. No, no, no.
So just a poke of Lao or anything like that. Um,
Man, you could headline brush war, go after Algeria. You're just inviting a coup. Um,
yeah, no, you give them a good coup target. I'd much rather see it let them coup Libya and then Muslims is essentially free.
yeah, that is true
I
as
think
well.
brush. I'm gonna say brush for a rainy day, especially if we see junta here. Then we see you can use that brush in South America. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
definitely not headlining brush.
so I agree. I don't want to headline brush, but the rainy day thing is that it is pouring rain in Africa. It's a monsoon
Yeah,
in Africa right now, so that day
yeah. I
seems to have
guess
come for me.
if you headline duck and Team South Korea has Africa, they will score at AR1.
Correct.
If they don't, then yeah, a brush in Algeria is appropriate. But yeah, I guess your Team Canada at this point, they don't have cards to contest Africa other than brush. So I think Team Canada is just going to hope that it's not in Team South Korea's hand and that they get cards like voice, like CRG, and can contest it later. I don't, what's your headline here, Tech? I think I would headline. Ugh,
I think,
is it
yeah, it
Asia?
is.
Now the other concern, you headline Asia, ABM flips Thailand. Now you're dominated. Now you'd need a 5 on the Thailand coup.
Yeah.
Um, but that's a game losing disaster. You do that.
Well, again, I think they're far behind. I think if it's me, I do headline Asia. I make them have it. It sucks, but you have two scorings in your hand. You don't really have a great head. I mean, Duck is fine. I guess you could get crazy and consider R-Man, but I think you're going to need the R-Man ops.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, duck. And the other thing is, I guess with Muslim in our hand, it's giving up, a coup of Libya is not that bad.
right.
We're
That's
going to
that
get
is
our
the
mill ops.
yeah, yeah. So that kind of if it wasn't the case with Muslims and you kind of didn't really care about the coup in Libya, then I think Duck is much
Yeah.
stronger.
And the other thing is we want the ops of duck to spread out in South America after
Yeah,
PCR.
that's true too. Now you don't have to play Muslims. Is the other thing. Is I think totally reasonable to hold one of the fours and space the other.
Yeah, and if you don't give up Libya, then OPEC could be free if you poke Iran with it.
Right,
OPEC could be totally
right.
free. You space Muslims, you hold, we will bury you. Um,
So I think that's a legitimate line of play as well.
But Ted, do you like the taking of South Africa? I would have preferred one South Africa, two West Germany to lock up Europe Dom. Wouldn't
I'm sorry.
you?
Yes. Yes. I am realizing though that neither of the clocks are moving.
That's a problem.
And the video is playing.
Okay. All right.
Um, oh, here we go. Okay. Something happened.
Okay. So they did have ABM. Oh, and they got flipped. Oh my goodness, we missed that.
Yeah, they did headline
So
ABM.
they
Well,
headline Brush. Oh man, ABM. Well, that Asia headline. Oh my goodness.
yeah, that would have been bad, obviously. But I
I
mean,
mean, it's yeah, it's
you're
bad anyway.
yeah, it is exactly. I think you have to go after Thailand here.
Oh, if you do and you hit it, they're just gonna flip it back with China. Even if you get the five, right? They're gonna flip back with China. I think you give up. I think you go, oh, JR. Hope JR is watching. Well, I mean, that's a devastating sequence.
Yeah, that
Um, that is that maybe probably much too early to say that is a game losing sequence, but that's a 10 VP swing in Asia. It's a 4 VP swing in Southeast Asia. Um, and still a coup. Okay, a miss there. Oh man, 14 VP swing on that turn four headline. Yeah, I think you got to take Afghanistan too, don't you?
yeah, I mean, Japan's fine.
That's true. Yeah, Japan's fine.
OPEC, I like OPEC.
Or yeah, you could do the Iran poke here if you really don't if you don't want to give up the VP.
Does give you presence list Dom, saves you the VP. You just go ahead and score Asia, I guess, right after they take Middle East presence back.
Yeah, well, presumably they would go one Iran to Afghanistan.
I guess Afghanistan's also worth a point.
Yeah, so yeah, you give up the VP here and then you take it back. Yeah, so that makes it 6-6. This is going to make it Afghanistan makes it 7-6. So a flip of Lao, yeah, this may be better. A flip of Lao um would give back Dom. Now nothing. Now they can't take Dom back. Oh man, what a disaster that sequence was, and for Team Canada. Maybe the pause there was because Team Canada just was throwing keyboards against the wall.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. It is tough to see a path back here. You need Africa scoring to not come until turn seven. You need some way into South America. And I guess that's the path. You need voice next turn.
Yeah, yeah, voice and then also puppets or CRG. So okay, EEU, what's that going to do? Yep, yeah, nothing you can do about that.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing. So now you're just going to score Asia, right?
Yep.
Then you're going to score Southeast, which was looking like a positive and is now going to be -2. And that's a disaster as well.
Well, somebody found a way into South America. Okay, yeah, this is a reasonable response.
Yep, have to do that. Southeast can wait. It's not getting worse.
Rough game so far for Team Canada here.
Yep, they don't have a good region. Asia looked like a good region. And it is no longer. Okay, you're sorry going to give away China, which I think Team Canada is just going to say, okay. I think Team Canada would like to flip Angola, but it's realignable, and this is way more important.
Yep. Yeah, you got to do that. Time gap has okay space.
Yeah, yeah, you just score because Team Canada can't do anything to stop the double. And our man is absolutely an event.
Yeah, at this point, yep, it is.
Oh, Grain and Puppets, two
And hit them
huge,
both.
huge cards that Team Canada really would have liked to have. And instead, Team South Korea nails both space rolls. Lives is a good hit, but obviously that's not what we were looking for. If we were Canada, we were looking for
No.
scorings, and we did not find them.
Yep, and Gunman and Quagmire.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and Team Canada now is not going to have the option to take NORAD, or excuse me, to take Canada here either, because you're certainly not giving Muslims, and you're certainly not giving We Will Bury You. And again, Marshall gone. Marshall is in the discard. So Team Canada with no real path whatsoever to fighting in Europe.
That's a little weird. You're gonna do that, I would just event it.
Yeah, yeah. Just take Botswana.
Oh, okay. So what?
You're gonna
Okay.
take what was this? China
Yeah, we're gonna break West Germany and then we're gonna break Iran.
breaking both. I don't like that. I would rather
I don't,
jam one.
and if it were me, I would rather jam Iran, I think. And I don't like this.
I definitely don't like poking twice. I think that is a terrible waste of ops. Oh man. So what are you going to do though? With so you let's say you get a NORAD op, which is no guarantee. Team South Korea could just draw a Quagmire. Let's say they don't. Let's say DEFCON doesn't get lowered in the headline. No, so nobody gets junta. What are you doing with your NORAD op that's going to change the game here? I guess you are going to put it into West Germany and then score Europe if you get Europe,
Yeah.
or try and fight it.
Well,
You have two four ops in your
two
hand, but
four ups.
these are not givable four ops.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Maybe if Team Canada
Middle
scores Middle
East,
East in
right?
the
The
headline,
headline.
you can then a coup. Okay, that's not the scoring they
No,
wanted,
no, 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 it is not.
and no cards to contest it other than Bear Trap. There's got to be Bear Trap, not even a question.
Yeah. Then you got a Kuzair, or I suppose Nigeria.
Yep, and that's not the card they want to see.
That
That is going to deny a coup. It's also going to deny
stops
NORAD.
NORAD.
So now, though, with Bear Trap, I think this probably goes Mexico, doesn't it?
Mm, no, they're not going to do that.
Oh, okay. So if
And
they
that's why.
well that worked out because they hit the roll. Obviously, if they'd
Yeah.
missed the roll, wouldn't have done much. I would have thought about maybe Mexico there, but okay. And they just get out in one, no problem. And Team Canada without any way to contest Africa other than to hope for Ascot. They also have they also can only space one of these cards. So We Will Bury You obviously is unplayable, of course. And Fidel is a problem and Muslim is a problem, but you're going to have to give one of them.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, given your position, I don't hate this.
My only objection to it is it is a dead giveaway that you have Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, and they hit it. Oh, and they hit
Oh,
that
wow.
too. Okay, that's a big couple of realigns. Yeah, the only objection is a dead giveaway. You have Africa, so you're definitely not getting Ask Not this turn. But realistically, you weren't getting it anyway
No,
with Team Canada having double space.
no.
So I forget that. Forget that.
All right. So Team Canada now can go one Colombia and one Saharan and make lives miserable, which they do.
Are you giving up Libya here and taking both countries? You go Muslims, Algeria, Venezuela.
I think you have to.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I hate that. Hate that. But I think that's your play.
Yeah, I get where they were coming from with the poke on AR7 last turn, but man, given the other team China and leaving two essentially unplayable cards in your hand like this,
Yeah. And it did nothing for them. They didn't get
no.
their NORAD up and they didn't get Iran. They gave up China for nothing.
Well, and Muslims. I mean, the
Yeah.
Muslims perfectly. I don't have no problem spacing Muslims and just holding we will bury you for missile envy purposes.
Yep. Now, yeah.
Yeah,
And just one in
just
Libya because of
march.
Sadat. And now, yeah, now you're dominated in the Middle East, dominated in Africa, dominated in Europe. And you're about to be down back. Well, okay, you gave up Muslims, so I guess Fidel's getting spaced. Africa's not getting better yet. Team Canada knows they're not getting Ask Not. And there goes Europe. And all of a sudden, Team Canada here on the brink. Fidel's
Oh,
got to go to space.
yeah, fail. Middle East does it, right?
Middle East is GG here, yes.
Yeah. So we could have played Sadat. Was kind of our only way to delay that, and really just a delay.
I think it's still event. You can't hold it.
No.
And you need to coup.
Yep.
So you're just playing it. You're gonna have to play it and leave Sadat in there naked, and hope South Korea doesn't take it. Oh, and they're just gonna give China back right away. This is gonna be a jam. Okay, that
Seems odd to
little
be.
overkill in the Middle East, but potentially looking for a salt of OPEC.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that would win the game right now.
Nixon for the event is reasonable, but again, I mean, you're just at this point hoping to survive to the late war.
Hmm.
And when, and then hope that Team South Korea can't space grain and you have issues there. Um, we haven't seen cultural. So, okay. So I said, so we talked about Sadat. So they put the two up into Egypt. So they will get that. But even after Sadat flips Egypt, it's still four. Got to get your mill ops. Okay, good job on Team Canada's part, forcing him to coup South Korea. Now Nixon needs to coup, presumably Colombia.
Yeah, I think it's Colombia,
Has to be
right?
Colombia. Not even sure what we're thinking about.
I could coup Costa Rica back.
And I don't know what we're even thinking about here. This is an easy Colombia coup.
Wonder what the China into the Middle East like that without they didn't have space, so it's not like a hand management thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, both teams playing fast and loose with the China card here. Um, okay, and Che, yeah, that's not really that great. I think. Okay, South America. Oh boy, South America gunman decall Willie. Missile envy. What can missile envy get?
Um,
Flower power
Flower power.
is
Yeah.
what we're looking for.
Um, I think it is the only thing.
It's flower. You're
ABM,
what?
ABM, ABM.
No. ABM took
Oh,
flip
right. No,
Thailand.
they do. No, they headline. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So it's just,
I think it's missile envy. Hope you pick up flower power, and then you coup and coup Libya,
yeah.
right? And then that makes Middle East only three. Salt for OPEC still still a thing. Team South Korea, OPEC obviously in the discard, but Salt is around. The second half of Missile Envy could be valuable here, particularly with NORAD in effect. So maybe you're thinking, well, I get NORAD, and I flip over Iran. I mean, we're just talking about survival here.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
other thing is Central America. Right now is two for Team South Korea. Vidal is gone, Libs is gone, so it's yeah, and Quagmire not in any way what you want to see. So Team Canada invests the two in the two ops in Canada, and they get no return for it. They use the China card to put those ops there.
yeah, yeah. Yep, and then there's that possibility as well.
Yep, and this will just be influence. Yeah, and that's going to be a presenceless Dom and GG.
Yep.
It does not matter, folks. That'll be GG. Yep. Okay, so congratulations to Team South Korea. They win the Nations Cup. Team Canada finishes as the runner-up. They've had a couple of good runs there in Nations Cup, but just have not wielded the trophy just yet. But another good year of Nations Cup. Unfortunately, Team USA fell just short in the quarterfinals. We sneaked into the knockout round with a 1-1-1 record, and then assault for Muslims on turn 10 really did us in. And would have liked to have a shot at Team Canada in the semifinals, but it was not to be. Team Canada made it to the finals, but their admirable run ends there. Congratulations to Alex and his team, Team South Korea. Pretty well played here. There, I think we had some quibbles with some of the play in the early war. I mean, Ted, you mentioned the kind of splitting of the baby in terms of ops into different battlegrounds in different regions. Talk to me about the big moments in this one.
Well, I mean, we hammered the West Germany thing to death. I think I don't know if there was a single moment in there, but a series of small moments where they just couldn't find the one op to do it, and then obviously the ABM coup. I mean, very different game, right? Without that ABM coup, I mean, you said 10-point swing.
Yeah. So if ABM misses, let's pretend in the world of ABM misses, ABM rolls a 1 and Brush hits. Now all of a sudden Asia is domination for Team Canada. So instead of being even and them having to spend a bunch of ops to make it even, it's an easy, effortless 5 VP for them. Plus the 4 VP swing in Asia. Plus Central America was a 4 VP presenceless Dom, and instead it's going to be -2, or at least at best -2 for Team South Korea, maybe more. So just a huge swing. More than a dozen VPs there. I think we talked to Max about it. He said an 18 VP swing in that turn 4 headline with the ABM hit and the Brush miss. But that happens. Sometimes the dice are not kind to you, and that was a huge moment in this game. And they just wound up snake eyes for Team Canada. So maybe not the closest, most exciting, most riveting game, but still some big moments and some interesting ones. And obviously, the Nations Cup, the high-profile tournament, is the main team tournament that we have in the community. So I wanted to bring the championship game to you here on ARZ, Twilight Struggle's biggest stage. And so glad you were able to watch it. So we'll sign off here. But before we do that, Ted, any final thoughts on this one?
No, I'm thrilled to be back on ARZ. Thank you to Team Canada and Team South Korea. Thank you to Team Canada for sharing this game with us, and it was a pleasure being here, Justin.
Yep, and thanks as well to Anton Scott, who is our executive producer. He prepares these videos for streaming and makes sure they upload to YouTube on time, and it just kind of keeps the trains running on time. So we really appreciate Anton. So thanks to Anton, thanks to Max for sharing the game, and thanks, of course, to you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it home to you. But until next time, for Ted Livermore, this is Justin Abramson signing off. Rankings rise and fall. Records are made to be broken, but flags fly forever. So long, everybody.
I heard a young father, a very prominent young man in the entertainment world, addressing a tremendous gathering in California. It during the time of the Cold War, and communism and our own way of life were very much in people's minds, and he was speaking to that subject. And suddenly, though, I heard him saying, "I love my little girls more than anything," and I said to myself, "Oh no, don't say that." But I had underestimated him. He went on, "I would rather see my little girls die now, still believing in God, than have them grow up under communism and one day die no longer believing in God." Misunderstanding, and thereby remove yourself from the struggle between right and wrong.